Game day's here, I can hear the crowd. Turn on the lights, fans are cranked up and loud. Red or blue, we wear it proud. Yeah, we love our teams in this border town. Chiefs and Royals, Blue Mizzou, Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU. Hear that drum pounding in your feet. Yeah, you're marching to the beat of KC.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? What is going on, Jayhawk Nation? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and the Kansas Jayhawks will be taking on Princeton at 1 p.m. Saturday inside the epic arena that is known as Allen Fieldhouse. Ladies and gentlemen, I expect a phenomenal crowd with it being a game on Saturday. I would anticipate this being a next level crowd with a decent opponent in Princeton coming in. They're going to be a little bit better than your Green Bay. They're going to be a little bit better than your Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They will be able to play, and they will have some very talented players, which we'll talk about. But the Kansas Jayhawks are coming off of a significant confidence boost against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, which we'll talk about. And again, that game was without their star-studded player and really just kind of going through an injury. It was just significant in Darren Peterson. So they were able to build confidence without him on the floor, and we'll talk about all that. The Kansas Jayhawks bounced back strong in a dominant win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They returned to form in commanding fashion, as we'd anticipate against a lesser opponent, defeating Texas A&M Corpus Christi at Allen Fieldhouse to move to 2-1 on the season. This win really carried several milestones for Bill Self's program, highlighting both the team's dominance and individual growth from a young roster finding its rhythm early in this season. And I think that's significant. The Kansas Jayhawks basketball program has really played pretty well this year outside of really one half against North Carolina, and they continue to build momentum. And I think that's big too. And again, they played without Darren Peterson against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Now, how was this historic? The victory extended Kansas's non-conference home winning streak to 22 games, with Bill Self improving to 161-6 against non-conference opponents at Allen Fieldhouse. The Jayhawks also maintained their historic home court dominance, moving to 871-121 all-time inside that historic building, including an impressive 334-21 record under Self. Now, Kansas has started 2-1 or better for the 20th straight season and for the 22nd time in Bill Self's 23-year tenure, continuing one of the most consistent stretches in college basketball. One of the things that we really highlighted in our last video was the defensive masterclass and really interior presence, I would say, from this Kansas Jayhawks basketball team. The Jayhawks defense was suffocating all night, holding the Islanders to just 46 points, the fewest allowed since Kansas limited Cincinnati to 40 on January 11, 2025. Texas A&M Corpus Christi struggled to find rhythm from deep, going 0 for 5 from three-point range in the second half, marking the first time a KU opponent failed to make a 3.5 since Kentucky on January 28, 2023. Kansas also showcased its rim protection, recording 12 block shots, matching last season's highs set against UCF. Flory Badunga and Bryson Tiller anchored the paint with 4 and 3 blocks, respectively, becoming the first KU duo in at least 3 blocks each since February 3rd, 2025 versus Iowa State. That's one thing we really highlighted too, was the fact that Flory Badunga only really played 8 minutes in that first half. He really received those 3 quick fouls, and they relied heavily on guys like Bryson Tiller. They relied on guys like Trey White, and really kind of to step up. At sometimes they were even running a little bit smaller. I think at one point Trey White was your big, so they ran a lot of smaller guard type of play for a while. But those statistics right there kind of speak to how well defensively the Kansas Jayhawks were. Now, they had and presented a scoring attack that was balanced. For the first time this season, Kansas had 4 players in double digits. Cole Rosario had 16, Badunga had 12, Trey White had 11, and Bryson Tiller had 11. The balanced effort reflected a growing offensive identity, again, that was without their star-studded player in Darren Peterson. and that was centered on efficiency and unselfishness, which is what I wanted to see out of this program without him on the floor. Freshman Cole Rosario absolutely erupted, went for a career high. Obviously, he hasn't played in a ton of games, but a career high and a game high. Led the way with 16 points on 6 for 10 shooting, adding 5 rebounds in a career best 25 minutes. He became the first KU's freshman to post at least 16 points and 5 rebounds since Johnny Furphy did in 2024 in the NCAA tournament. Now, Badunga continued to make an early season impact with his 12 points, although we discussed that he could have improved. And I still think there's a lot of growth for Flory Badunga, who's trying to really work his way into what really his ability is. He's a down low guy. I mean, he shot 6 of 7, and all of that came within the paint. We don't anticipate Flory knocking down threes. That's just not his game. But he needs to create more physicality, reduce the fouls and that are limiting his playing time so early in those games. And so I really think that's significant. In a market that never sleeps, one name rises above the rest. Lisa Miller from Dan Lynch Real Estate. Trusted by hundreds and recognized across the Midwest. She delivers results when it matters the most. With over 13 years of experience and licenses in both Kansas and Missouri, Lisa isn't just selling houses. She's helping you find a place to call home. Whether you are a first-time homebuyer, looking to upsize, or selling your current home, Lisa makes the process smooth and stress-free. As a local expert passionate about building lasting relationships, she ensures her clients feel confident and satisfied every step of the way. Don't wait, your perfect home is just a call away. Contact Lisa today at 913-579-3246 or 913-00. Or visit lisamillersellskc.com. Let Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate help you start your next exciting chapter. And let her know the beat of KC, Lucas Murphy, sent you her way. Freshman Bryson Tiller, who we've talked about significantly in a positive way, notched a new career high in both rebounds and blocks, along with his 11 points. His second straight double-digit scoring effort. Now, senior Trey White delivered his best all-around performance of the season so far, going a perfect 3 for 3 from the field while adding 11 points, 6 rebounds, and a career-tying 4 assists. His veteran presence steadied the Jayhawks offense. That's what I wanted to see from Trey White, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see that older upperclassman really kind of take charge when Darren Peterson's not out on the floor. He has the experience. He's been to multiple schools. He has the ability to shoot the 3-ball, drive, break off on fast breaks, really do the things that are little for this program to really stand out in a significant way. Again, his veteran's presence steadied the Jayhawks offense throughout the night. Now, looking at our opponent, Princeton Tigers made a statement in their home opener, defeating Bucknell Bison 73-63. Junior Dolan Davis led the way with a career high and a game high of 25 points, going 8 of 16 from the field, 2 of 4 from the 3, and 7 of 8 from the free throw line. So we anticipate him to really have an impact. He also added 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Now, teammates Jackson Hickey, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and Jacob Huggins, 11 points, 4 rebounds, career high 4 assists, and his first NCAA Division I three-pointer also made big contributions. Sophomore Jack Stanton posted 8 points and a career-high 7 rebounds, while another guy to really kind of pay attention to is CJ Happy, who added 8 points, 3 rebounds, and a career-high 2 blocks. So the Tigers earned 29 free throw attempts, their most in nearly a year, and converted 19, the most since February 15, 2025, in a game versus Yale. After falling behind early, Princeton used a 10-0 run ignited by Happy's dunk to seize the momentum and really held off Bucknell from there. And so we kind of anticipate this being a little bit more of a competitive game than you would see maybe in a Green Bay, a Texas A&M Corpus Christi, some of the teams that we've played, in exhibition outside of Louisville. And so you really are kind of building momentum as you get ready to head into Duke. I think this will be a good, true test as this team gets ready for Duke. And so, Princeton, we welcome you in. Now, really, how are these two programs different in context? Really, they have the same winning mindset, but while Kansas is operating in a mode of sustained dominance under Coach Bill Self, seeking to build toward deep postseason runs, and that's what we anticipate every year, Princeton's win represents a kind of foundational step the program needs to build confidence and cohesion heading into the season. It's a very young season. This is their first game at home, and so now they're going to be going on the road to Allen Fieldhouse, a rowdy environment. Both teams share key traits: depth, balanced scoring, strong defensive presence, and the ability to execute under pressure. Do believe that, and I could be wrong here, but I think Princeton is pretty solid at shooting the three-point ball. Now, the Jayhawks rely on long-standing winning culture and elite home court advantage, which Princeton will be experiencing. The Tigers are reinforcing their identity as a disciplined, team-first club in the Ivy League. For Kansas, the focus will remain on maintaining its historic standards, winning at home, protecting the paint, the 12 blocks we saw, and getting multiple contributors on offense. For Princeton, the challenge is to build on opener and keeping the free throw count high, closing out halves with energy, sustaining production from its young core. In different leagues and under different circumstances, both clubs are working toward the same objective: winning consistently and positioning themselves for bigger goals as the season develops. I'm hoping that we see Darren Peterson in this game. I would anticipate that he gets that hamstring figured out. Hopefully the cramps have subdued, and we are going to see a healthy Darren Peterson out there ready to just take over this basketball game. I think when Darren Peterson's on the court, it is a huge positive, and there's no question. I mean, that's kind of a silly statement, but he just brings so much when he's on the court. He draws attention, which allows other guys to be open. Now that these guys were able to build cohesion without Darren Peterson, they may even be able to step their game up even more because they built that confidence. One of my biggest negatives about this team was when Darren Peterson's not on the court, you lack that leader. You lack someone that's willing to kind of take over this game. We had to see that because he wasn't out there. And so we saw guys like Cole Razard. We saw guys like Bryson Tiller. We saw a decent game from Flory Badunga. We saw, a very solid game from Trey White. And although Melvin Council Jr. sustained an injury with his finger, he had to have it taped. We still were able to see some contributions in the assists from him. And really kind of from there, this team just hit the depth, and we were able to see some guys that we may not necessarily see in this Princeton game. But I'm excited for this game. I think it'll be a good test. It will be a good test at home as, again, they prepare for Duke. I appreciate you guys checking out this video. I really am super grateful for all the support. It has been phenomenal. This channel is growing, and I can't thank you all enough for really checking out my videos. Make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, comment down below, and I end every video the exact same way. Have a good day.